Hello, everyone, and welcome to the newest episode of Real Talk with Ray. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Mike.
Today on the podcast, we'll be talking about
Daredevil,
She-Hulk, the trailer,
the original Top Gun,
and much more.
All right, Jesse. So the first topic is Daredevil.
Daredevil.
And I think this is probably both of our favorite Marvel shows before Disney Plus.
It's my favorite Marvel show in general.
Mine too. It's how would you explain the show? Like,
so Matt Murdock. He's a lawyer who is blind. He's starting up a practice with his friend Foggy Nelson, and Matt Murdock was trained kind of like ninja assassin with this guy named Stick, and he learned how to use his ability of hearing in order to see again, if that makes sense.
I think in the comics, I think it was Captain America who said Daredevil's power is a blind man who has the ability to see.
Yeah.
That's basically that sums up Daredevil.
Yeah.
And this show is so grounded, gritty, and brutal, and it's violent.
It's shot well.
It's so good.
Beautiful show.
It's so good.
It's like 13 episodes a season. There's 3 seasons.
Yes.
It's beautiful. The story arcs with everything is incredible.
Top notch Marvel.
The acting is fantastic.
Oh my god!
I mean, there's not a single character in that show that is like bad.
Now, who would you say your favorite character is?
I mean, it's hard not to say Matt, but also in season 2, Frank Castle. Mm-hmm. In season 2, in season 2 they introduced Frank Castle as the Punisher into the Marvel Netflix shows. I think he's one of my favorite characters. I mean, I love the Punisher show, and seeing him first show up in season 2.
I couldn't get into that.
Punisher?
Yeah, I can't do it. I've watched the first episode like 4 times.
Really?
Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll watch like the first 10 minutes, and I just can't get past it. I love him much more in the show. Like in Daredevil, he's fucking amazing. You
gotta stick on that at some point. We got a lot to watch over the next couple months, but you should definitely check into that.
I think.
But who's your favorite?
My favorite character is between Matt and Wilson Fisk.
Fisk is just incredible.
I didn't like him at first. I think I told you that.
Yeah, you told me that.
I didn't. I thought. And weirdly, when I first saw him, and before they went over his backstory, I thought he was too. I don't know. There was like a kiddiness about him, like
whiny.
No, not that. He just seemed like a little kid. But then it
makes sense.
It made sense when I watched after it. Is that he's
a big man baby.
He's a man who has been abused by his father, and he hasn't left that age mentally from when he killed his dad.
Yeah, now he's just more powerful.
Yeah. And he still has his temper tantrums. He's just
his temper tantrums are crazy.
Yeah, but it's I'm excited to see more of him. I just didn't like what they did to him in Hawkeye.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. So yeah, he does these characters. This version of Matt Murdock and this version of Wilson Fisk now are canon into the regular Marvel Cinematic Universe.
But in a weird way, because they're the same but different. I'm pretty sure both actors have described their situation. Sorry, there's a thunderstorm going on too, by the way. So if you hear any rumbling. I'm pretty sure both actors have described this as like, it's the same but different. I know Charlie Cox.
To take from Scream, the new Scream, it's a reboot cool. It's a sequel that's a reboot.
That's a funny word that film people come up with.
Yeah.
Reboot cool. But yeah, I didn't like what they did to him in that show.
But in Spider-Man, Matt seems kind of the same.
He
I mean, that was only one scene.
But the thing is, they both encapsulated the vibe of what they did.
Yeah.
Except for when Wilson Fisk shows up in Hawkeye, it's kind of like he's too scary to just show up for that little bit of a scenario.
Yeah.
When he shows up to greet you in Daredevil, the original Netflix series, you fucked. It's scary. Like when he kills Ben Urich, spoilers. it's insane.
Yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't have spoiled that.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's 5 years
nobody's
old.
watching it anyway.
This show is 5 years old.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Like, it came out 2015-ish.
15.
So, like, 7 years old.
The last season.
So, if you have not watched Daredevil season 1 at this point, like, you got to get on it.
Yeah, you got to get on it, even though I just watched it, like, a couple months ago.
Yeah, I've been telling you for how many years to watch that show?
I don't know.
Gabe and I have both been telling you.
The first one to tell me was Matt, my little brother. He was telling me to watch it. He was like, it's the best. Yeah, he knows. He told me to watch it, and I just never got around to it. And then I heard that he was gonna be in No Way Home possibly, so I was like, I gotta study up. So then I watched it. It's the entire. All 3 seasons are amazing. I think, what was it? Season 3. My cup of tea. That's
your favorite. I know you said season 2 took a dip for you, right?
Season 2 is okay. It goes season 3, season 1, then
season 2.
Season 2 as far as best to worst.
What's your favorite episode-ish?
My favorite episode. There's so many good.
My favorite is probably the opening to season 3.
Oh my god. Yeah,
because everything's in shambles and
that was like.
So let's not spoil that. Because with the Marvel shows, there was 4 of them. There was Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist, and they came together to make the Defenders show on Netflix. Basically, the street level Avengers. Good way to describe it, right?
I think they're the street level. I think that's what
they're not Avengers. They're just like street level.
I think that's what they described them as. Marvel. They're the street level.
Yeah. And
they defend the streets.
They do. After season 2 of Daredevil, if you're gonna watch Daredevil, I told you we were gonna do it.
I'm burping. I'm sorry.
At the end of season 2 of Daredevil, you should go and watch Defenders.
Yes.
It's 6 hours long. I think it's only 6 episodes. And if you don't watch Defenders, you kind of get lost for season 3 because it ties directly into season 3.
Yes.
I mean, I guess you could watch
you should watch all of the shows.
You should watch
except
all the
Iron
shows.
Fist.
No, I was gonna say except for Luke Cage season 2.
Yeah.
And is there an Iron Fist season 2? There is, right?
I have no idea.
I watched the first season of Iron Fist. It wasn't great.
The thing is that I started Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones is good.
I wanted because I watched the first episode, but I had finished season 2 already, and I wanted to get to season 3 of Daredevil before No Way Home came out. So I watched the first episode of Jessica Jones. It was really good, but I had to.
Yeah, to start
skip. I wanted to skip and go to Daredevil, but I want to get back into Jessica Jones because it's a very cool, like...
It's a detective story.
Yeah, noir kind of vibe.
That's exactly what it is.
It's really cool.
Season 1 is really good. Season 2 is good. I don't remember season 3 all that much. I know that the 2 of them were the only ones to get season 3s. Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Punisher only got 2 seasons. Okay. But yes, watch Defenders before you watch season 3 of Daredevil. Otherwise, you'll be very lost. But the opening to season 3 is my favorite episodes. I'll just say everything is in shambles when it comes to Matt's life and with Karen, which is another underrated character that we haven't really talked about.
Karen
and Foggy
they're the best.
Great characters.
Oh my god.
Secondary characters. I mean, the secondary characters in the show are excellent too.
They're amazing.
Like, usually sometimes the star is, he is the main person, but Karen delivers a great performance. I think her name is I think her first name is
Deborah Wolf.
Deborah Wolf.
Yeah.
Her first few episodes in the first season.
Oh my God, yeah.
Delivers an incredible performance.
This is the problem. One issue with season 3 is that it has the classic, we're building up to this moment.
Oh.
And then they do a flashback.
Yeah.
Karen's
a flashback episode.
Yeah, Karen's episode in season 3 is awesome because I'm watching it, and at first I was like, man, we're doing a flashback.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch this. But I watched the episode, and it's amazing. I wish it was in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
That episode is perfect for season 1. To learn, like, that episode should be placed where, after, spoilers, we find out that she killed somebody, and then we go back.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
That would be cool.
I think my favorite episode probably has to be the last one.
Oh.
Everything just comes to a head so perfectly.
Yeah, but
I got emotional watching that ending.
It's such a tease too because they set it up so good, that ending.
Yeah, but when they're fighting in the I guess suite,
the penthouse,
yeah, it was.
There's a fight
everything
that happens
up so well
in the final episode of the show. The fight is incredible. The intensity in the fight. It's not just a fight for it to be a fight.
It's brutal.
It's
personal.
Gory. There's so
bloody.
much.
It was like one of the bloodiest fights ever.
There's so much story in the fight.
Oh my God, it was incredible.
And at the end, you're like, holy crap! I was fully paid off.
Yeah.
The whole 13-hour season, because we're talking about season 3, it just gets paid off in that final chunk,
dude.
You know,
when
they canceled it, man. When they can't, because I remember because they were axing off all the shows.
It was one by one.
It was one by one.
You were into it at the time.
Yeah, I that's the reason why I have Netflix was because of Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first time because we used to have the DVD Netflix. And then
I think you're the only person I know that has had that.
So I had the DVD Netflix. Then my mom canceled it. I don't even know when.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to say she canceled it in 2011, let's say that. And then 2015, I was already working for my dad, so I had money, and I bought the Netflix subscription just to watch Daredevil because I was so into it.
It was well worth it.
Yeah. What was I saying?
I forgot.
The final episode.
Yeah, we were talking about the final episode. I was saying how that was my favorite.
Oh, yeah,
and that everything just comes to a head so perfectly. And I actually texted him after the episode ended. I was like, dude, I got emotional. I shed a tear. I was like, because at that time, I was just preparing just in case Matt Murdock was in No Way Home. And he was. And he was, but this was before that, so I got emotional sitting there because I was just like, first of all, the episode is amazing in itself.
I remember what I was talking about, by the way. You continue.
Okay. When he was wailing on Fisk at the end, and then he was like...
Be careful.
What?
Don't do too many spoilers.
When
Fisk...
When Iron Man snapped his finger. Yeah, when that happened. You just gotta, when you watch Daredevil, sorry there's spoilers in this, you have to watch Daredevil. When you watch Daredevil, you have to watch Daredevil.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was going to sit and eat a piece of cheese.
Just watch Daredevil, please. It's, I take his advice and every advice that people have given me, and don't be like me. Don't wait. Watch it.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Technically,
almost
they would have waited now already because they would have waited 3 years to start it anyway.
Right, but don't wait any longer.
After this episode, go watch Daredevil.
Don't wait any longer.
We know that you have a Netflix subscription.
Yeah.
Looking at you. No, what I was saying was that when the weekend of season 3 came out, I was so sad because they had already started axing off the shows.
So when they dropped season 3,
they already canceled. I believe they canceled Luke Cage at that point, and I believe they canceled Iron Fist and Punisher at that point.
Oh my God!
I think Jessica Jones was the last one to come out.
And this is like Infinity War time, right? 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Daredevil came out. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Daredevil was the second to last season of the Netflix shows, and they waited until after the season premiere weekend to cancel it. They waited, like, let's say I know it came out on a Friday. They canceled it on like the Tuesday.
Really?
Yeah.
That must have been fucking shock. Jesus.
Yeah, because everyone was so interested in. I'm just looking up when Jessica Jones came out. Everyone was so
like
hyped about the season, and then gone. June 14th was season 3, and then Daredevil season 3 came out.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So good.
So Jessica Jones was the last one to come out. Season 3 of Jessica Jones.
Okay.
So they axed off Daredevil, and then they didn't say anything about Jessica Jones
Really?
until basically it was already out. They're like, yeah, this is our last season.
Well, hopefully things change in the future.
Yeah, we'll have more to talk about later.
Yeah.
We'll have more to talk about later. Oh, our
Uh-oh. Is that Ray?
Yeah, it's Ray.
Ray.
Hold on. I'm going to answer it. Oh. Hey, Ray. Yeah, we're just doing your podcast right now, so I guess I'll call you later. All right, bye.
That guy never fucking shows up.
Sick of him.
If you haven't noticed, Ray hasn't been here for the past...
Next week. When we see Top Gun.
Hopefully.
Mike, do you believe in life after love?
Why?
Because it's Cher's birthday! Cher turns 76 today.
What does she look like now?
She looks the same as she did 35 years ago.
Good for her.
So yeah, it is birthday time. It's a little bit sad this week.
Is this birthdays of the week?
Birthdays of the week. This week is a little sad. Well, like I said, today is Cher's birthday. Friday, the May 20th is Cher's birthday.
Oh God,
she's still alive.
I see who we're talking. Okay.
Yeah. But then we have four more that unfortunately people who have passed.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
No, I'm reading.
That's so dark.
I'm reading after you said that because I counted.
Oh, okay.
All right, we'll just keep. Sorry, I'm laughing at the notes.
So
I'm not laughing at the one that you're thinking about when we get to it. Whatever, just keep going. Sorry.
So Andre the Giant, famous wrestler, but also for me the star of The Princess Bride. I mean, as Fezzik. Right?
I don't know.
I think his name is Fezzik.
I got the name of the movie wrong the other day. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, what did you say was The Princess Bride?
Zorro.
That's exactly what you said it was.
I just saw the guy with the sword. I thought,
Princess Bride. I want to make sure I'm saying that his name is right. Yeah, Fezzik.
Fezzik. Okay.
So Andre the Giant. I forgot to put how old he would have been. That's unfortunate.
Let's see how old he would have been.
No, let's just keep moving on. Happy birthday, rest in peace to Andre the Giant. This week was also Peter Mayhew's birthday. Most of you may not know who Peter Mayhew was, but he is Chewbacca in the Star Wars movies.
I love Star Wars.
He played Chewbacca pretty much up until he passed.
Really?
Yeah, he wasn't.
When did he pass away?
I think he passed in 17.
Oh wow.
Peter Mayhew.
Andre the Giant would have been 75.
Damn. Yeah, Peter Mayhew. Oh, Peter Mayhew actually died in 2019.
Oh wow.
But the last movie he was in The Force Awakens. He was invited back because everyone was coming back to reprise their roles. So unfortunately, Peter couldn't really walk all that well.
What was up with him? Like,
I remember him being in wheelchairs in a lot of things, but he played Chewbacca for a little while in a lot of the scenes, which is pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because he was getting older.
Yeah, you gotta do the original guy. Come
on. But then some other guy came in, and he played Chewbacca really well. He's a nice tall guy.
Yeah.
Also, Bill Paxton. Bill Paxton's birthday. Movies like Alien, and my favorite of his, I know this might be a controversial opinion, but Weird Science. Have you ever seen Weird Science?
What is that?
I've heard honestly, I think people are gonna think I'm crazy who watch this and know Bill Paxton, because he's like 20. No, well, I mean, technically yes, it was a show, but it was a spinoff of a movie. The movie is what I'm talking about.
I remember the show.
The show is really bad. But the movie Weird Science, he had to have been like 25. I tell you, he's really young.
Wow.
But basically, these two teenage nerds, they make a girl. They use Weird Science and like hook up the phone to the computer, all 80s dial up and stuff, and this supermodel of a girl comes bursting out of the bathroom, and she's basically like a I want to say like a robotic genie, where she could just like zap something into existence.
What?
Yeah, it's so good. But wait, ready for this?
Okay.
The best part: Robert Downey Jr. is in it.
How old was he?
Probably our age, probably younger than us.
Oh my god.
Yeah, young Robert Downey Jr. is in that movie as well. Bill Paxton plays the older brother to one of the main characters, and he's a total dickhead of a bully to his brother, and like extorts him for like money and stuff like that.
I'm gonna have to watch that. This sounds really weird.
It's a great movie.
It sounds so weird.
It's super short too. It's only like an hour and a half. I highly recommend we watch that.
How most movies were in the 80s?
I guess, but it's very quick.
Okay.
And then most recent, who passed away, Bob Saget. America's dad for like 10 years on Full House. Bob Saget passed away a couple months ago. I want to say like 2 months ago.
Yeah, that was one of the most unexpected ones.
Yeah. He apparently like hit his head.
Head trauma,
and then went to sleep. That's what it was.
That's what it is. Like when you smash your head on something, you have to, like, even if you're like,
you have to go see
even if you're
doctor.
fine in the moment, if you go unconscious in any way, whether it's like you're passing out or you're falling asleep a couple hours later, you got to get your head checked out, because that's what he passed away from. That was really scary to hear.
Yeah, and it was sad too. I mean, he was younger, on the younger side. It was in his 60s.
Yeah,
and
man,
I mean, really just sad, because I'm named after Uncle Jesse.
Really?
Yes. I didn't
Makes
know
sense.
that. Yeah. My mom watched it. I watched it as a kid, and
you see, I could never get into Full House.
Really?
Nah, I only know as far as watching Bob Saget, it was just on How I Met Your Mother. He voiced older Ted.
Yes, he was in How I Met Your Mother.
I liked whenever he would show up, like he would talk about, and it was nice. It was funny to hear his voice.
Yep, Bob Saget also in How I Met Your Mother, which is great. And then also, he's not dead yet.
This is why I was laughing.
But it's Ray's birthday. Happy birthday to Ray. I don't know.
You gotta ask him.
You gotta ask him, yeah.
I don't think we're on that level with him yet.
I mean, we've done the show for him 3 weeks in a row, so we better be on that level soon. So happy birthday to Ray, and happy birthday to everyone else who we mentioned today.
It is a very sad week, but happy birthday to all of them.
Let's talk about trailers. Certain trailers. 3 trailers came out this week that we want to talk about. The first
Can we talk about Umbrella Academy first?
Sure.
All right. So, I've never watched Umbrella Academy. But I just watched the trailer. I wanted to ask you what the premise of the show is, because to me it looks like super people.
Yes. They are super people.
Superheroes.
Yes.
Kind of.
Yes. So basically, like Mike was just saying, the Umbrella Academy season 3 trailer just came out. I'll quickly run through because you haven't seen the original 2 seasons. The Umbrella Academy is about this family of 7 siblings who are adopted by Hargreaves. I can't remember his first name, but his last name is Hargreaves. And basically, somewhere in the 80s, all over the world, women just became pregnant, like within seconds. Like they weren't pregnant, and then all of a sudden
You're not going to spoil anything.
No, this is the first like 10 minutes of the show.
Okay.
They what they open up to.
They give birth to all the
this one woman gives birth to a baby in the middle of a pool.
Just like out of nowhere?
Like she was swimming. And
then it's like sudden.
Like all of a sudden she's pregnant and then having the baby.
That's
and it happened all over the globe.
Okay.
And Mr. Hargreaves chose 7 babies and adopted them to care for under him. And basically what he did was he turned the kids into super kids because they had their superpowers, but he made them a family and sent them out on missions as a team.
When does it take place? Is it modern day?
It's modern day, but this is like the backstory for them. Okay. And then the season basically picks up, and it's their father had passed away. And it's about this dismembered family coming back together. And they kind of have gripes with each other, and they try to figure out all the family issues.
Okay. I have to, because watching that trailer just now, it looks fun. It looks
so season 1 is a little bit more of a downer. It has fun moments, but season 2, they pick up and it's super fun. Something happens at the end of season 1. I won't say it for you, but basically, season 2 takes place in the 60s.
Okay.
And then season 3 picks up back in modern day for a certain reason, and in this trailer they show the Sparrow Academy, which is a secondary team, and
West Coast Avengers.
Kind of, except no, not at all. Highly recommend you check out the trailer for Umbrella Academy. If you have not seen the first 2 seasons of Umbrella Academy, you have like a month to do so because it comes out June 22nd.
I want to watch it. It looks fun.
You need to catch up on The Boys.
I'm watching The Boys right now, and we just finished one of the, what was it, episode 6?
Episode 6. So you still got like 10 episodes to go.
It's so good. It's so cool.
We have plenty of time for that.
That's another one I missed.
Yeah,
I haven't watched, but I'm glad it isn't a show that got canceled.
Yes. Well, I don't think Umbrella Academy or The Boys are going anywhere any soon.
Yeah.
Because both, skyrocketed numbers.
Are they both on Amazon?
No, Umbrella Academy is on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. I just watched
The Boys is on Amazon Prime. Go check out the trailer. It's really good.
Looks fun.
Which one do you want to talk about next?
Talk about She-Hulk.
Okay. She-Hulk. The newest Disney Plus Marvel show takes place at some point after Endgame.
When do you think?
I think it's before Shang-Chi.
I think it might be. Would it make sense?
Because Abomination's in Shang-Chi.
Right. Do you think we're going to get our first look at what was happening in those 5 years in this show?
I don't know.
We never got a really good look at it besides...
I don't know, but let's explain like the premise of this show. Do you want to go with that?
I guess the premise would just be... what's her name?
Jennifer Walters.
Jennifer Walters. She is a lawyer.
Who is
the cousin of Bruce Banner, the Hulk. Mm-hmm. And I don't know exactly how she gets her powers in this.
Because
I know in the comics it was like a blood
car crash.
Yeah, and then Bruce gave her a blood transfusion that saved her life, and then she became the Hulk.
Yeah.
But it looks like in this, she already has her powers.
I think it's going to have to do with Bruce at some point.
Definitely. We're probably going to see it.
But basically the show is, I think, 9 episodes, and apparently they're shorter episodes, so don't expect like super long episodes. It's called She-Hulk Attorney at Law.
Another attorney.
She has to live her life, this double life of being She-Hulk and then her lawyer self. And I guess the struggles that comes with, and dating life. I see this as as like a cool, like, this is also because, well, obviously because it's a female lead, but it's also kind of a little bit out of the ordinary when it comes to style for Marvel, because it's coming at a different perspective. You're seeing like the feminine like lifestyle, like her going on dates, her going to Tinder and like trying to find a guy, going on dates, and I guess just living life as an attorney in the city.
And also as a superhero. As
a female superhero who I guess is just she's just trying to live her normal life. And there is a little rumor that a certain person that we talked about a little while ago might be in the show. That being...
Is he blind?
Yeah, he's pretty blind.
What's his...
his name is Matt Murdock, and...
Do you think he'll show up?
I think he will. There's been so
They're in
much...
different locations, though, right? She's based out of L.A.
Oh, is she?
I'm pretty sure that's her deal, and Matt, obviously,
I don't know, man.
Out of good old New York.
I think he might show up.
He'll probably show up knowing that Marvel, like, he's
an attorney.
He's an attorney, and he was in No Way Home, and we just got Wilson Fisk. I'm sure they'll want to branch it out a little bit, but I don't think it'll be anything major. I think it'll just be like a little bump into, like maybe a bump in.
Maybe
he goes flying or something because she's like so 8 feet tall.
I'm excited for that though. That's going to be week to week.
It looks fun.
No word yet as to if they're going to drop like a couple episodes the first week.
No word as to if they're going to finish the CGI too.
CGI is a little wonky.
I don't think it looked that bad.
Her body looks good. It's her face.
Well,
it's like not the contouring, because that's like makeup term, but like the contrast of like certain parts of her face look a little off.
It's also another detail I noticed that was strange is that they make her hair grow.
Yes.
Why do they?
She just always had big hair.
Yeah, but I don't know why they didn't have, what's her name, Tatiana
Maslany.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't have her with long hair. Because it's kind of just weird.
Don't forget, she also has like curlier hair.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
So the first episode, or multiple episodes, who knows, comes out August 17th.
I'm excited.
I'm excited about that too. First, we have Miss Marvel to talk about. That comes out next month, and we'll be discussing that every week.
Yeah, that'll be a weekly...
Yeah, that'll be, instead of talking about like seasons of stuff, we'll just talk about episodes. The next trailer we want to talk about is the prequel to Predator, which is called Prey, and it's going to be a Hulu original movie. It's the first big...
I want to say... in the theater?
No. It's the first big franchise movie that's going to be put onto Hulu, because now that 20th Century is owned by Disney Company, who also owns Hulu, they're putting stuff onto Hulu now. And this is like the first big movie. The Predator is a classic 80s movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. This takes place 300 years in the past.
Oh.
With a group of Native Americans. And let me read the official synopsis for you guys. The origin story of the Predator in the world of the Comanche Nation 300 years ago. Naru, a skilled female warrior, fights to protect her tribe against one of the first highly evolved predators to land on Earth.
How?
That is my question. I think that's going to be the whole surprise.
Be really cool.
Because Arnold Schwarzenegger had guns, and he had the thermal. They all had like the, just regular old gadgets.
I can't even begin to.
How is someone with a bow and arrow gonna handle
an
this.
axe or something. Yeah, that's.
And I think that is the coolest part. Yeah. It's also going to be centered around this young warrior, and I guess she's just going to try to protect her family. I'm sure there's going to be a bloodbath.
Oh my god!
In the trailer.
The trailer's really cool.
It's a minute-long teaser, and all we see is one of the female, I guess like her like friends or something, is running out of the forest, and then they get into this like field of like tall grass, and they like duck their heads, and I guess it's Naru who has the bow and arrow out, and then the 3 laser pointers.
Yeah, that's great.
Are right on her head.
Oh, it was great. And
it gives you the chills because then it cuts to black, and then you hear the clicking of the predator. Yeah. And then the music, and then it's all freaky. I'm super excited about it. What about you?
I don't remember I've seen the Predator movies.
Yeah. There's 5.
And I think the last one I watched, it was Alien versus Predator.
Yeah, it's a shit movie.
Is it?
Oh, they're bad.
I don't remember. I watched it so long ago.
Those are like how like Freddy versus Jason, they like all mashing up different things. Yeah. Those are like the 2 cult movies. I don't remember.
Well, I was also
because there's Alien vs. Predator, and then Alien vs. Predator Requiem, I think is the name. Mm-hmm. From what I remember of the second one, it's awful.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's really bad. The Predator movies, the first one is a classic. Mm-hmm. The second one is good. It's not as good. Then Predators, I've never seen, which is the third one. And then The Predator came out, I want to say maybe like 2016.
I kind of remember that one.
That was directed by Shane Black, the guy who directed Iron Man 3.
Was that a little goofy?
Yeah, it was a little goofy. It had Keegan-Michael Key in it, from Key and Peele. Mm-hmm. It was a little goofy, but it was okay. The special effects were really good. This particular movie has a very desaturated look to the film, so it'll probably bring it back and feel a little bit more classic than how the newer ones have felt, because it was a little too colorful. The new one.
Oh, okay.
So I guess they're kind of going back. I mean, obviously it's 300 years in the past, but they're kind of going back to roots with the story. Only thing that concerns me is that it's a Hulu movie.
Why?
Streaming movies, we're going to talk about this in a little bit, but streaming movies, they're not always that great. So you get certain ones, but like Netflix drops movies like every week, but you don't hear about them because they're garbage.
They drop one every week, pretty much. They
pretty much drop shows and movies every week, and you just don't talk about them because they're awful.
Well,
I'm excited about it because of the story.
It looks fun, like that. Just the trailer alone, when you see the laser, it looks very. It looks good.
Yeah, it does.
Before we move on,
yes,
let's do a jump cut. I got a pee-pee.
Okay. All right, so now we're going to talk about some news that happened this week. Let's start with Stan Lee's estate signing a deal with Disney for 20 years to use his likeness.
For 20 years.
For old footage and also digital usage to recreate his face.
I like the idea of old footage. Mm-hmm. As far as the digital, I think it can be used tastefully.
I'm kind of on the fence about it too, because I don't think it works for certain things. I don't want to see a Stan Lee cameo that's not actually Stan Lee. Because for everyone watching, Stan Lee, the creator of a bunch of the Marvel characters, pretty much all of them, a good amount.
Him, Jack 90%. Kirby, and Steve Ditko are like the kings. Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko don't get any credit, so they're the wrecking crew of Marvel.
Yes. So I don't want to see a cameo that is a random guy dressed as, with the CGI face. I want to see a picture.
I was going to say either...
Or something on the TV.
Yeah, I was thinking either like an old TV or something, Stan Lee's on it with the old footage or whatever.
I'm excited, though, because this also means that they could use him for merchandise. So, if they want to make like a nice, like, a graphic shirt that has Stan Lee on it and then all the characters around him, could use that.
If they do something like that, that's good.
I want to see it done tastefully. I know they did it for, you won't know this because you've never seen Rogue One, but they resurrect...
I think I've seen that.
What's his name?
He's one of the generals, right?
General something or other. Tarkin. Grand Admiral Tarkin. The guy's been dead for years.
Did he have any lines?
Yeah.
See, that's where I think with the Stan Lee cameo, it can be okay.
You want him to have lines?
No, I don't want him to have any lines. But if he's there in a scene, like how they did with Ghostbusters, he doesn't really talk.
He doesn't talk at all.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't have to talk at all. He's just there.
Not Stan Lee. We're talking about Harold Ramis.
What
in Ghostbusters?
Right. Well, the way they did that was very cool. Like he doesn't have any lines.
Yeah. If
they can do that with a Stan Lee cameo, and they're not all, and you'll
be okay with that.
Yeah, if they're not all like joke. I mean, it can be funny, but like. I think for some reason for me it would work if he didn't speak. And
I get it. I do.
And I would hopefully want the cameos to be like more wholesome. Not like a joke.
Yeah, I totally understand what you're saying.
Paying homage and like he's just there or something. I think it could work in that sense.
Yeah, I'd rather see a memorial type of thing with
too.
Pictures or old video footage on like a TV in the background.
I think they'll start out with that. I think because if it's film rights, I didn't even realize it was like old footage.
Ready for this? I thought about this when I heard about this news. What if Marvel does a movie, the first ever movie that's not in the MCU, and it's about the creation of the characters with Stan Lee?
What
like a biopic about Stan Lee, but from Marvel Studios.
That would be great.
I mean, they have the rights. I would love to see.
Who knows? They might be doing that. You never know.
They could possibly be doing that. But imagine hearing the fanfare to the Marvel Studios fanfare,
right?
And then all of a sudden, it's a movie about Stan Lee in the 40s. And it's just about him growing up and then meeting Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko and working for Marvel Comics and then creating these characters. And then a flash forward to like him in his older years, being happy with just giving these characters a new life in the films.
Right.
And then like you could do what they did kind of like for Bohemian Rhapsody, where, how in Bohemian Rhapsody they do the Live Aid. And it's like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Imagine like it's the end of the movie and you see whoever's playing Stan recreating all the cameos throughout the years. And then it's like an ending and it's like because I think he passed in his sleep. I know he didn't die of anything. He was just old.
Yeah. I think you're right.
It would be cool to see like kind of a happy ending to that type of movie.
Yeah.
Because, how Bohemian Rhapsody has a good ending. It's a happy ending. That type of movie would need a happy ending. Right. So I think a happy ending would be to do a recreation of cameos.
I think that
would be pretty cool, right?
That would work.
And then you could get all the cast members involved from the old movies. You get the actual producers involved.
Yeah. I think, who knows? That's
just pure speculation.
This is just the rights to his likeness.
Yeah.
Who knows that this is even for cameos?
Also life rights.
Said. What does that mean?
Life rights means like you could create a biopic about him.
Right. So then that's probably what they're doing because there hasn't really been anything from them since he passed. It was just the thank you Stan and Captain Marvel when it was all
the opening fanfare.
Yeah, that was great.
That was really cool. The next thing I want to talk about, we'll talk about Netflix might be bringing their movies to the big screen. This is what I was trying to say before, which is Netflix drops movies every once in a while, but they just come out, and they have horrible campaigns for movies.
Because nobody cares about them.
Much, right? But now Netflix dropped like a little teaser at the beginning of the year showing all the movies that they have coming out this year. Excuse me. I did it too. We're even.
That's right. Talking about burping.
Yeah. So the first movie that they might be trying the theatrical release for 45 days is Knives Out 2. Knives Out.
Didn't even know there was a second one.
You saw the first one though, right?
No.
I thought you saw the first one with me.
This is why I say I kind of like movies.
Okay. So the Knives Out 2 was purchased for 2 and 3. Rian Johnson's making 2 and 3.
Okay.
I think Netflix paid like $400 million.
Pocket change.
$400 million for 2 movies, and that was to get the rights to them. So Rian Johnson made a pretty penny on this.
Jesus.
Because not only did they spend that money, but then that was just to get the rights. Then they had to spend the money to make it, the production budget.
So that's probably what, like.
I think
200 million,
the first one only took about this is an estimate. I say like 40 million to make.
Oh, okay.
But Netflix signed a deal with Rian Johnson where they have to make a certain amount of money. They have to use a certain amount of money.
Oh, okay.
So I think the production is like super high now.
Well,
at least double, I want to say.
I got a lot of stuff to watch.
Well, that doesn't come out for a while. It doesn't have a release date yet. That's the only thing. Knives Out 2 is a continuation of Benoit Blanc, played by Daniel Craig, who is a detective. The first one starred Chris Evans, Ana de Armas, Jamie Lee Curtis, and a bunch of other people. Did super well at the box office. Was nominated for Oscar for best screenplay. I don't know if it won.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. But Knives Out 2 is a continuation of Benoit Blanc's story. It also stars Handsome Hawk, a.k.a. Ethan Hawke. Mm-hmm. Catherine Hahn, another Marvel character. Agatha Harkness.
3 right here.
Dave Bautista. Ed Norton. He plays the Hulk. Yeah. Kate Hudson.
I am sorry about the rain, by the way. You're going to be hearing that. There's nothing we can do about it.
There's nothing we can do. And then Madeline something or other. I don't have her name written down, but she's from The Outer Banks. I'm excited about it. I don't know what it's about. There's a little teaser trailer for it in that clip that I was telling you about all the new movies that are coming out. Mm. They looked like they were on a boat.
Okay.
So who knows? They're not in America. All right. But who knows where they are? Who knows what the murder is? But I'm super excited about it. Knives Out, one of my favorite movies of that year.
I have to watch that.
Dude, you're gonna love that movie. You're gonna love that movie. I can't wait to watch that. We'll probably cover that though when the second one comes out.
Okay.
So we'll do like the week before. Cool. Kind of like what we're doing this week.
I'll have time to watch it.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. Let's talk about Daredevil again. So Daredevil just broke last night that Disney Plus is doing another series, which feels very vindicating.
It's very good, but I'm also very worried.
I'm super excited. The only thing is we don't know anything about it yet. We just know that there's 2 writers attached, and it's going to be a Disney Plus show. This is where you're worried.
I'm worried because for 2 reasons. One, they said it was a new but continued show.
Yes.
Which is kind of weird. So I don't know what that means. But the other reason I'm worried, I just forgot it.
The rated R aspect?
No.
Oh, I am.
All right, here we go. Yeah, I got it. I'm worried because of what they did to Kingpin.
Mm-hmm.
In Hawkeye. It didn't match what happened in that show. But that's only if you see, the thing is, we have to get an idea of if this is the same versions of the characters. because if it's the same versions of the characters, then I'm whatever about it because of what they did to Kingpin. But anyway, I think that if this is a new thing and they do it well, then I'll be okay with it. But then why would you cast the same people though? It's just going to get more confusing. Yes. You think it's going to be multiverse?
No, it's going to be this. It's going to be the same. It's just going to be. It's just going to be a little different.
Do you think they're going to continue with
the what
season? Like it would be a season 4, but season 1.
No, I think it'll be titled Daredevil Born Again.
Okay.
Which is the name of a series.
Yeah.
Just the series. I don't, because the Born Again story is a little bit different.
It'll just be the name.
I think Born Again is technically like season 3 story. But the name of it would be like Daredevil Born Again.
Is that confirmed? That's like official?
What?
Daredevil, like it's in development? I thought
it's been confirmed that Variety put out that they heard that these two writers were attached.
I'm excited. I hope it's good.
There's no release date because Disney has officially not said a single thing.
Yeah.
But it's happening. It's confirmed. I hope it's good. I don't doubt them at this point.
I'm gonna be cautiously optimistic about it because
I agree.
I of course I want to see Charlie Cox's Daredevil again.
Yeah,
but we'll see how it goes. I think as far as the rated R stuff goes, if we got what we got in Moon Knight with the blood and everything, I think that's okay.
But there is cursing in the original show. And it's more. We don't need cursing.
Doesn't really, yeah.
But it's just going back to that last fight scene.
When it's rated R, you have more liberty to do.
You could use more human
or TV
emotion.
Mature, that would be what it is, right?
You could use more TV emotion, real life emotion, in the TV show, and have it feel real. Because think about it, if you're yelling at someone, and like you're angry as he is in season 3. The last episode, you're gonna curse at another human being. What I'm scared of is that if they use the gore, to a certain extent, but then they like nerf the writing, that part I'll be pissed about.
I don't need the gore to be crazy.
I don't need it either, but it just it would make it feel more the same.
Right. So like what you're saying is if they're like, yeah, we gave you the gore, but the writing is whatever.
Yeah.
Then
that's what I'm worried about.
I'm cautiously optimistic. I think it'll be cool. I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good.
Can't be awful.
No,
because it's already with characters that we like and know.
Yeah.
I hope the rest of the cast is returning. Foggy and.
I would say that yes, because why would they do it?
Who knows? They also brought what's-his-face into WandaVision.
Oh, Quicksilver.
I can't...
Evan Peters.
All
right. Top Gun time.
Top Gun.
First time watching Top Gun last night for this gentleman right here.
Yes.
I've watched it God knows how many times.
You'd give a better rundown of the plot. I would.
Okay. Maverick and Goose are the two main characters of this film. Tom Cruise is the star, and they are two Navy pilots who are really good, but they are the second best in their fleet. And I forget the first guy's name off the top of my head, but he has a freak out, and he decides that he can't be a pilot anymore. He turns in his wings.
Right, yeah.
So, Tom Cruise as Maverick and Goose, they get chosen to go to the Top Gun program and become the best of the best. And while they're in the training, they're with Val Kilmer, and he's kind of like the antagonist.
Yeah, he's definitely like
he's the dickhead of the movie.
Yeah. That's funny. Is that a film term?
Yeah. I learned
we have
4 years of film school down, and that's what I got.
Hero and the dickhead.
And it's just them going through training, and there's a little love story with Kelly McGillis. And it's a cute story.
Yeah.
The thing, though, that is the best part.
What's your favorite scene?
Well, just anything with the airplanes.
Yeah.
I mean...
Oh, I'm sorry about the rain.
It's fine. It might pick it up, might not.
It might be soothing, actually.
Yeah, you might fall asleep to the sounds of our voice.
Yeah. Oh, no, you can't really hear.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So, anything in the air.
Oh my God!
I mean, for the 80s, 86,
it was great.
It came out in 86.
Awesome.
And pretty much all of it is real. Well, all of the stuff
plane.
outside of the plane outside of the cockpit is real.
It's crazy. Like,
I'm not sure if all the stuff in the cockpit is real.
When we were watching it, I was just sitting there. I was like, "How this is just cool to watch." Like
you could feel it too, even with our sound system here. You could still feel the rumbling of the engines, and everything in the air is just
everything's
real.
so breakneck.
Yes,
everything is like the thing about all these Marvel movies and everything, and why everybody complains about the CGI or whatever, is because I can understand it, because sure, I'm seeing Spider-Man fly through the air on Mjolnir in Endgame, but there's something about watching like the planes for real. Like, that's actually happening, and then people
actually had to go up in the air and
flying
do that.
in the air, and the way that they shoot the planes, and it was just like I love that. I say that was my favorite part too. All the plane stuff, and obviously when he did his signature, what do they call it? I don't think they had a term for it, when he flew over and he does.
There's a scene where the bad guy, the opposing group, they fly the black jets with the stars on them in the movie. The one guy's flying straight towards one of the other members, and then all of a sudden Maverick basically barrel rolls. But
flies on top.
Flies right on top. So the two cockpits are like right on top of each other. Yeah. And then he just gives him the bird.
It was great.
That was so cool. It's so funny. It's so good. And then he goes away and all that stuff.
It was awesome. Super fun.
Great. I love the bar scene. The bar scene is so fun. Oh, when he's first trying to pick up Kelly McGillis, and all the people in the Navy, all the guys from the Navy, they just start singing.
The song was funny, yeah.
And it turns out that she is their instructor teacher from the Pentagon, and it's kind of like a will they won't they throughout the movie, because they get so close to kissing each other, and then Tom Cruise just pulls it back.
It happened 3 times, and I was like, I turned to him. I was like, "Why does he keep doing that?"
Yeah, that was definitely more of a. But
I liked it because it was unexpected. Because every scene they were like, "Oh, all right, they're gonna kiss," but
and then they don't.
Then they don't, and it was cool. I like that.
Yeah. A complaint from you though. Say it. The music. It's even the score. He was making fun of me for it. It's just funny because all the songs are very, very 80s. This is why when you put licensed music in a movie, especially... Well...
I think the only time... Not the only time, but the time that it works...
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that's bullshit. Because I like Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I don't know. The music that they used in this movie was kind of cheesy to me. And every time they play the same song...
they play Every Breath You... Take My Breath Away. The...
Yeah.
Take My Breath Away.
God, it made me laugh every time it came on.
By Berlin, if I'm not mistaken.
Take my breath away, dude.
I like that song. I think it works. I do think it is used a little too much.
It came on 3 times, and I was just
But I will say it is basically, you know how there's love themes in certain movies. Well, you never really saw Star Wars, but there's a score for Han and Leia, and in other movies they have it as well, but that was their version of, I guess, like the score, which for their love theme is "Take My Breath Away." So that's why I don't mind it as much.
I don't know, dude. Every time it came on in the dude,
the most famous song
I know
is from Kenny Loggins, and it's Danger Zone.
I get it, but
for me it works because it is so like you feel it, like the whole rhythm. It makes you feel like high octane, like, oh yeah, I feel this, like, hell yeah, we're going into the danger zone right now.
I don't know, man. I just like that's not even. I don't know. If I was gonna use some high octane stuff, the rain is really coming down.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that if you can hear it. Whenever I hear high octane, I'm thinking like Paranoid or something, Black Sabbath.
Yeah, but this song was made for the movie.
Oh, it was.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Danger Zone was created by Kenny Loggins for this movie.
Oh, okay. So like, what's the song? Back in time.
Yeah, Huey Lewis.
Yeah.
But Kenny Loggins, like I was just saying, he did Danger Zone for this movie. Another song that he did for this movie called Playing for the Boys. But a lot of people may know him from his other work as well, which is he did the main theme for Caddyshack. You ever see Caddyshack?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're
I'm
good,
like
you're
the
good.
worst.
So
Why do we start a movie podcast? I haven't seen half the movies
because
that
you got
talk
me.
about.
You got me. This is an experiential event for you.
I think it's kind of cool
because you get someone who have seen the movie and someone who has not. Caddyshack, the main theme from Caddyshack, which is "I'm All Right." He did this song for that. You definitely know the song.
I probably.
And then, well, you know this one, "Footloose."
Yeah.
Kenny Loggins also did the song, the 2 songs for Footloose as well. He did, obviously, Footloose, but he also did one called I'm Free, which is another really good song.
See, when I hear I'm Free, all I think of is The Who, and that's...
you got to check those 2 songs out. All his songs, he's basically like the king of the 80s music for movies. Because he did those 3, and like those are like 3 of the most memorable ones. So I got to give it up to Kenny Loggins for that. Who's your favorite character?
I really liked Goose.
Yeah.
He was... And it was actually, like... If it wasn't for the music, I would have actually gotten emotional about his death, because, like... Sure, Tom Cruise was, like... He was fucking around the whole movie with his, like... He was breaking the rules of, like, dogfighting and everything, doing very dangerous stuff. But when Goose passed away, it wasn't necessarily, like, dangerous.
No.
That it was a mistake.
It was the mistake.
He got caught up in the jet wash, I guess that's what...
No. So what happened is when they had to eject...
Well, but that's what started it, though. Like, he got caught in the jet wash, and the plane went out of control.
Yes.
And then they had to eject.
Yeah, so they had to eject, and then when he pressed the eject, he didn't
give it enough time for the cover to come off.
He smashed into the top.
The chair, what? That was like brutal, man.
So
and then when they're
sad.
laying in the water, I was like, oh man, this is fucking rough.
It's really bad.
But I would say he's my favorite. I love his family, and I like when he's walking throughout I guess it was his house, right?
Who?
Goose's
Maverick.
Maverick was walking throughout Goose's house, picking up all his dog tags and the picture and everything. That picture is. I really like this movie a lot.
Yeah,
I thought it was great. I just thought the music was very. Well, I laughed every time.
I really liked. I like Iceman a lot. Iceman is Val Kilmer.
I love the when they made up at the end.
Yes, I love that. That's really cool.
That was such a feel good.
Val Kilmer plays, like we said, the dickhead of the movie. Iceman. He's just so cool. Like, you could tell he's a dick.
Yeah.
But he's so cool, and like he is the best, and he ultimately wins.
He was the best.
He is the best, and it's cool to see. It's cool to see that perspective too, where the main character isn't the best at something, you know?
Yeah.
Because Maverick has shortcomings.
Yeah, that's a unique thing.
And seeing the main character with the death of his best friend being Goose, and then still not being the best towards the end when it comes to the score, right? Like the tallies that they have for those points. He's still not the best.
On paper,
yeah.
Val Kilmer, Iceman, is
the
best.
And they graduate from Top Gun.
Yeah.
And then the closing of the movie is Iceman, Val Kilmer, and his fleet on the battleship. They have to go and go after these.
Who were they fighting? Is it Russia?
They don't say. They keep it ambiguous because they didn't want to like have anything start.
Political?
Yeah. So it's just basically they have a name for them in the movie, but they're going after these two bogies. These 3 planes were supposed to go up and then go after them. And then it turns out there was 4.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was 5.
A 5th one shows up.
Yeah, it was 5.
Yeah. So 5 of them are there. They attack one of the Navy planes. Iceman is the only one left, and Maverick is a little behind, so they eventually catch up.
But during all of this is that Maverick had, like, the last 2...
PTSD,
the last 2 runs without his co-pilot, Goose, he had been backing out of all the dogfights because he was too scared.
Yeah.
He was like, no, it doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. So when it finally came to the real deal and he backs out for a second, I love the moment when he's got the dog tags. He's like, "Talk to me, Goose."
Yep.
And he squeezes it, and then it's cool. It's a feel good.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to let Iceman down.
Yeah.
Because if he does, then Iceman's gone.
Dead. Yeah.
But he turns out and he takes down the planes. He takes down those planes, and then once they're down a few planes, Iceman comes back into play and then starts helping.
Yeah.
And they take down the guys in the other. I think there's 1 or 2 planes that retreat and they go back. When they land back on the carrier, they hug each other and they thank each other.
When they landed, it goes back to what they said about you may have your personal grudges or whatever, but at the end of the day, we're on the same team, and that really encapsulated that moment when they hugged it out at the end. It was great.
Yeah,
I love
it's
that.
a good ending. It really is.
It's such a
truly
feel-good ending.
I'm excited for the sequel.
Oh my God.
The sequel comes out next week, so we're doing Top Gun this week because Top Gun Maverick comes out next week.
Mike over there is ready.
Yeah, Mike is ready. Mike is wearing his aviators. So in the new one, Miles Teller,
I can't wait.
He's playing Goose's son.
After watching this first, oh really?
Yeah. So that's
he kind of looks like
why
him.
I was saying to pay attention to the kid. That's gonna be Miles Teller.
That's perfect casting because I'm watching. I was like, he kind of looks like Goose.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my God! So this is gonna be great.
Miles Teller. I don't remember his name. I think it's Rooster.
I have no idea.
I think his,
is that his code name?
His call sign. Yeah. So Top Gun Maverick takes place present day.
Looks awesome.
Maverick has to come back to Top Gun to teach the new class, the best of the best. Mm-hmm. So we'll get into more of that next week. We saw the first we saw a 7-minute clip.
Dude, that when we saw the what movie? Doctor Strange?
We saw it with Doctor Strange. We talked about it in our first episode.
We did, but it's good to bring it up. It was that was awesome.
And all of that, even in the cockpit,
it was real.
Is real.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's only one scene that isn't real. We'll have to see.
It's great. You know what it is? It's going to be his.
You think?
Yeah, you can't do that.
We'll see.
You saw in the movie in the original when they do the move and they splice the footage together. You can't do that. They can't do that for real.
I think I'm so
unless
excited.
they can. I don't know.
Right now, it's got over 150 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's holding at a 97% rating. So I don't know if it's already certified fresh, but it's gonna be certified fresh.
Yeah.
And it was making people cry. I was hearing coming out of CinemaCon that it was making people cry. And I mean, for a movie that's a 30-year difference of a sequel, you don't get movies that are like at good, if not better than the original.
Yeah.
And from what it looks like, Top Gun Maverick might just be that.
I think I think it might be. I know the stunts are going to be crazier.
Yeah.
Because
I can't wait to hear.
Oh my God! We're seeing the movie in Dolby.
We're seeing Top Gun Maverick in Dolby Vision, and also Dolby Sound.
It's amazing.
We got good seats.
If you haven't seen a movie in Dolby, what are you doing?
Yeah, you got to go see this definitely see this in Dolby. People say to see it in IMAX. I like IMAX, but
you got to feel the noise.
You just you get a bigger picture. There's more noise, but I would rather the picture quality and the sound be better than a bigger screen. So if that's what you're into, go check it out in Dolby Theater. It also got a 5-minute standing ovation.
The new one?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It had a screening at Cannes, which is a festival, in France, and got a
5-minute standing ovation.
Yeah.
Well, all signs pointing towards yes on this one, that it's going to be great.
Yeah. It's going to be super exciting to see. We'll talk about it next week for sure.
Can't wait.
My score for this movie is like an 8.
I'd give it like a 7.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
You would give it a 7 because of also your distaste for the score and the music.
The music made me laugh every time.
There is certain cheesy elements.
7 is a good score.
Huh?
7's a good score.
Yeah, 7's a good score. Yeah. I give it an 8 because of nostalgia and just my love for the music and the whole thing. It's just a great story. It does have its cheesy moments.
Well, it's the 80s.
It's the 80s, exactly. Especially the shirtless volleyball scene where they're all sweating. Oh my God,
dude! I was like, I get it.
But yeah, that's our review for Top Gun, the original Top Gun, and that just about does it for this week on the podcast, Mike.
I think that does do it.
That does. So everyone, thanks for watching.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. I've been Jesse.
I've been Mike.
Ray couldn't be here this week. He'll be here next week.
We'll figure that out.
And we'll see you next time.
It's over.